Good afternoon, children. Last time in science, I had done neighborhood places on page 29, chapter 4. So, I had explained to you about the places that you find in the neighborhood, like market, school, post office, police station, fire station, bank, hotel and dispensaries, and post office. And I had told you that these places are very important in a neighborhood. If you do not have these places in your neighborhood, you will have difficulty in your daily life. So, in the same way, now we have people who help us in our neighborhood. So today I will be doing people who help us and number 2, places of recreation from the same chapter, chapter 4. Okay? So children, open to page 32. Here you have people who help us. On page 32. People who help us. There are many people work in the neighborhood places. These people help us in different ways. We should be polite and kind to people who help us, and we should never forget to say please and thank you. So, in a neighborhood, there are many people who help us, and we have to be very good to them, towards them. We should be polite, we should say thank you, we should say please to them. Okay, now first of all, in a neighborhood, in your neighborhood, you have a postman. A postman works in a post office. I had already told you in the last class, his work is to deliver letters and parcels. He delivers letters and parcels. A doctor treats sick people. A doctor works in a hospital. This we had already discussed. So, doctor's work is to treat the sick people. And he works in a hospital in your neighborhood. Okay, now next is the gardener. A gardener takes care of plants. Now what happens to your garden if you do not have a gardener? Your plants will get wilted, your plants will die, and weeds come out, and your flowers, whatever you have in the garden, gets wilted and dies off. So there should be someone to look after the garden. You have to water the plants, you have to water the plants, so there should be someone to look after your garden. So the person who looks after the garden is a gardener. He is a very important person. Next is the sweeper. A sweeper's work is also very difficult. A sweeper has to clean all the surroundings, the streets, and all the dirty work he has to do. Because people throw rubbish here and there, and it is the sweeper's work to clean the streets and the places and the surroundings. Okay, the next is the milkman. A milkman brings us milk. A milkman brings us milk. You know that. In each and everyone's home in the morning, the milkman comes and gives you the milk or leaves the milk at your door. Now here next is the nurse, and we had already discussed about nurse. Nurse looks after the sick people in the hospital or dispensary. Next is the greengrocer, who sells vegetables and even fruits. So greengrocer is a person who sells vegetables and fruits. Next is the cobbler. If your shoes are torn, who will you go to? You will have to go to a cobbler. A cobbler mends your shoes. Mens means make. Alright? A shopkeeper sells different things. A shopkeeper is a person who sells different things. Next, now on page 33 you have a carpenter. Here you can see a carpenter here. So who is a carpenter? A carpenter is a person who makes furniture out of wood. He uses wood to make furniture. So the person who makes furniture out of wood is called a carpenter. Like tables, chairs, cupboards, beds are all furnitures. And next is the watchman. A watchman guards our house. A watchman guards our house. He stands at the gate, isn't it? So he will not allow anyone to enter the gate. If he does not know the person, then he will not allow that person to enter the gate. In this way, he guards our house. Okay, next is the tailor. You can see a sewing machine here and he is stitching something. A tailor stitches our clothes. If you want your school shirt to be made or school pants to be made, then you have to go to the tailor, isn't it? So, tailor is a person who stitches clothes for you. And next is a farmer. You can see a farmer here. A farmer grows plants and vegetables, and even grains and vegetables, that is crops. So he is a very important person. Like he does all the hard work. Whether it is rainy, sunny, the farmer has to work very hard. Why? Because he has to grow grains, he has to grow vegetables, he has to grow fruits for all of us. Okay, a mason builds houses. Now mason, I think this is a new word for you. You can see in the picture, what is the mason doing? He's joining the bricks with cement. He's making a house. Okay, so here this person is called the mason. A mason builds houses. Can you build a house yourself? No, isn't it? We can't. We can't do any of these things. So, mason builds houses. So, he is also a very important person. And next here you can see a courier boy delivers our couriers or parcels. He has the parcels at the back. So, he comes to our doorstep and gives us the parcels if we order things online. So, courier boy delivers our couriers or parcels. Alright, then next you have here some people who do not work in our neighborhood. They might not be in your neighborhood, but however, they work at other places and help us a lot with their work. So you have to match this. It's very easy, you have to match it. And some I have written it here on the board. The difficult ones are here. Author. Who is an author? A-U-T-H-O-R, author. An author is a person who writes books for us to read. Author is a person who writes books for us. The next is architect. A-R-C-H-I-T-E-C-T, architect. Designs roads and bridges and even buildings. Architect is a person who designs roads and bridges and buildings. Okay, next is the soldier. What does a soldier do? Soldier keeps us safe by guarding the country. Soldier keeps us safe by guarding the country. So all these are from people who help us. Okay. Now there's a short video here on people who help us. So you can watch that, children. It will make it more clear to you.
Leisure time. We cannot spend all our time working and studying. We would get tired and even bored at times. So we need to do things to keep us happy. We need to do things to enjoy ourselves. That is why we need to spend time taking part in recreational activities during our free or leisure time. Here are some indoor recreational activities that we can enjoy.
Sorry, this is not the one. There's another one here for our helpers. Okay?
People who help us. We all need people to help us. We cannot do everything on our own. Can you build a house? Can you grow crop in a field? Can you mend a tap? Can you mend a shoe? I cannot do any of these things. Can you? Besides our parents, teachers, and domestic helper, there are others who help us. Let us find out more about them. The mason builds and repairs our house. The shopkeeper sells our daily needs. The doctor helps us get better when we fall ill. The postman brings us our mail. The traffic policeman makes sure traffic moves smoothly on the road. The gardener looks after the garden. The tailor stitches our clothes for us. The bus driver drives the school bus. The cobbler mends our shoes. The electrician repairs the electric switches. What can you do to help other people at home and in school?
For more entertainment, log on and subscribe to
Places for recreation. Now next is places of recreation. That means you all will be bored working and doing the same things at home, isn't it? So we need some fun and entertainment, which are known as recreational activities. For example, now let's read this and you will come to know. Places for recreation. Here you have all the things which will be clear to you. We learned that activities that we do during our free time for fun and entertainment are known as recreational activities. So anything that we do during our free time for fun and entertainment are known as recreational activities. There are some places in the neighborhood where we spend our free time. Children play in the neighborhood park. Some neighborhood parks have swings, slides, seesaws, and many other rides for children. People jog, walk, and do yoga in the park. Neighbors sit and talk in the park. Many neighborhoods have community halls. Parties are held in these halls. People in the neighborhood play indoor games such as chess, carom, and table tennis in the community hall. We can borrow and read books from the neighborhood library. Some people enjoy reading books in the library. So these are the places of recreation. When you feel bored and when you want to go somewhere, have fun and entertain yourselves, then you have to go to these neighborhood places where there are places of entertainment. So first of all, like you go to the park. What do you do in the park? Your parents will sit there and talk to your neighbors and spend their time, isn't it? And you all will play. You meet your friends there in the park and play. Like, for example, in some of the neighborhood parks, you will see swings, slides, merry-go-round, all things which you can play. Seesaw also. Seesaw is on one side you sit, on the other side your friend sits, then one goes up, the other goes down, again the other one comes up, the other one goes down. That is called seesaw. I think you have seen. Merry-go-round is a nice playing thing that you have to climb on it or sit on it and it goes round and round. That is merry-go-round. Swings you know, and slides also you know. Slides you climb on the ladder, then slide down, isn't it? Swings you know. So these are the, in a park you will have these things which the children can play, which you all can play and have fun. And your parents will sit there, have fun, talk to your neighbors. This way they will spend their free time. And next is, many neighborhoods have community halls. That is, community hall. Community means an area where many people live in one place. It's like a neighborhood only. So in all the community halls, people come and do many things there. Like they have a place to play chess, games, indoor games. They come to the community hall to play indoor games like chess, carom board, table tennis, and all these things, and they spend their time. Your father can go there and play with his friends, isn't it? In the same way, your mother can also go and play table tennis with her friends. So in this way, community halls also have indoor games. Alright, and in community halls, in the neighborhood, like they have parties. They have parties, marriages, where people come, have fun and entertain themselves there. So it is very easy if you have a community hall in the neighborhood. And next is, like in a neighborhood, you also have a library. Not in all, but in some places, in some neighborhoods, there is a library too, where people can go and borrow books and read books from the neighborhood library. So some people enjoy reading books in the library. Okay, now some people are very fond of reading. Their hobby is to read. Read storybooks and read other type of books. Okay, so they like to go to the neighborhood library and read and spend the time there. So okay, now on this places for recreation, you have a short video where you can see indoor and outdoor games and all.
Leisure time. We cannot spend all our time working and studying. We would get tired and even bored at times. So we need to do things to keep us happy. We need to do things to enjoy ourselves. That is why we need to spend time taking part in recreational activities during our free or leisure time. Here are some indoor recreational activities that we can enjoy. We can read storybooks. We can play indoor games such as Ludo, Carom, chess. We can listen to music. We can paint or draw pictures. We can watch television. We can dance and sing. Which of these is your favorite indoor activity? Here are some outdoor recreational activities that we can enjoy. We can play outdoor sports such as football, hockey, cricket, basketball, and volleyball. We can go for swimming. We can visit places such as museums, exhibitions, and the zoo. We can visit old age homes and cheer up the elderly people there. We can play in the park. Which of these is your favorite outdoor activity? Can we do these activities inside the house? Why not?
For more entertainment, log on and subscribe to www.youtube.com/VenusKidsWorld.
Here, children, was it nice? Okay, now on page 35, you have number 1. Tick the correct answers. A. To buy some medicines, you would go to a. Options are park, chemist, grocer, bank. Which do you think is the right one? Naturally, to buy some medicines, you would go to a chemist. B. Where would you buy pens and pencils? Options are 1. At the dispensary, 2. At the fire station, 3. At the greengrocer's, 4. At the stationery shop. Where do you go? Where would you buy pencils and pens? Number 4. At the stationery shop. C. We dial 100 to call the 1 doctor, 2 police, 3 ambulance, and 4 fire truck. Where would you go? We dial 100 to call the police. Sorry, not go. We dial 100 to call the police. Okay. D. We can borrow books from a. Is it dispensary? Is it a chemist? Is it a library or community hall? From where do you borrow books? You borrow books from a library. E. Where would you call? Who could you call to get a leaky tap fixed? Leaky tap means if your tap leaks, if the water falls, keep on after putting it off also, if the water keeps on dropping, falling from there coming out, then you have to call, is it the electrician, plumber, tailor or barber? It is the plumber. Okay, P-L-U-M-B-E-R. Alright, now number 2, complete the other thing. If grocer sells rice, what does the greengrocer sell? Vegetables and fruits. If you get milk at a booth, milk booth, what do you get? Stationery shop, notebooks. So milk booth, in the milk booth you get milk. 100 is police. Then here, what is this? You do yourself, okay? D, hospital, doctors, fire station, dash. You do yourself. E, park, play, and here, dash, read. You have to choose the correct way. You have to do the way that is done here. So answer each of the following in one sentence. What all can we buy from a greengrocer? We can buy dash, 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 dash. You do yourself. B, where would we go to buy stamps and postcards? You do yourself. C, in case of a theft, which number will you call? Dash, dash, dash. Okay, you have to do yourself. Do this in the book and you can try in your rough also. Okay, thank you children. And whatever I send you for assignments, homework, you please do and study. Thank you.